Hello and welcome to Matt's Mosh Pit, and tonight I'm going to be checking out Death Above Life by Orbit Culture. But before I get started, I just want to say thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown me and my channel so far. It truly means a lot, and I could not do this without you. So folks, Orbit Culture, you know if they drop a video, I have to check it out. So that's why we're here, folks. Orbit Culture has a new album coming out on October 3rd, and this is actually the title track of the album, Death Above Life. They put out a first single, which was Tales of War, which came out a couple weeks ago and was just fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, it just took them to the next level. And, you know, I think a lot of it had to do with the production of it. The production was fantastic. Not that their production was bad prior, but I think this was the first album where they've used a separate producer, because typically Nicholas does everything. Tales of War just sounded amazing, and I feel like it's a good thing because it kind of allows Nicholas to focus on the band, and, you know, he's still doing all the songs and everything like that, but it's always good to have that other outside influence to be able to say, you know, this is good, this is bad, you know, all that kind of good stuff. So anyway, I do think it takes them to that next level, and, you know, I'm so excited for October 3rd to be able to hear the full album. I'm also excited. I get to see him soon at the Tuska Fest, and I just can't wait for that. Anyway, until then, let's check out Death Above Life by Orbit Culture. I love that little like after the riff, it's like super cool. I you know, I can't do it justice, but you guys hopefully know what I'm talking about. I love that. I wasn't sure if we were going to get some like clean vocals there. I was hesitant to pause because at one point I was going to pause and say, you know, I'm digging the vibe, all that kind of good stuff. But then I was thinking, I was realizing, I'm like, wait a minute, Nicholas hasn't done any clean vocals here. And I thought at that little breakdown section that we were going to get some clean vocals, but I guess not. So I'm curious. I wonder if we're going to get some throughout this song or maybe not. So we'll see. Okay, folks, that was Death Above Life by Orbit Culture. And it's actually kind of fascinating. When I listened to this song, I was thinking that, this is the title track of their album. And by no stretch of the imagination is it a concept album, or at least that I'm aware of. I don't believe it's a concept album. So, just because it's the album title doesn't necessarily mean that it's cohesive with the rest of the songs that are coming out from it. But it does sort of set a tone as far as, when you're naming the album after this particular song. So this song, I believe, is probably more of a tone setter. And so I'm very curious, because it was very different than Tales of War, and which is perfectly fine. This one, like I said, didn't have any clean vocals, which was really interesting to me, which is not a bad thing. I actually really do like Nicholas's harsh vocals. And I think in some of the earlier albums, people have said that, like, if you rely too much on the cleans, because the cleans, there's always that, like, James Hetfield comparison and whatnot. And being a fan that I am at this point, I understand where people could hear Hetfield, but I, at this point, just hear Nicholas because, I'm so used to the music and I love all of their previous albums. So for me, it's more like I hear Orbit Culture rather than I hear Metallica. But I do understand that, it would be one thing to kind of shy away from that just a little bit. And so I don't hate the fact that there weren't really any clean vocals in this one, but I really enjoyed it. I did like that deep part of it, and I'm very curious to see how it fits within the whole overall album. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do like Tales of War a little bit better. Granted, this is just first listen, and I've heard Tales of War multiple times now, so maybe this one will grow on me. But I think at first listen, Tales of War just was complete next level for me. folks, let me know your thoughts. You know, have you listened to Tales of War? What are your thoughts comparing this song to that song? You know, did you like it? Did you not like it? All of that good stuff. You know, please let me know. But no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And once again, I cannot wait for October 3rd because it's a lock that I'm getting that album as soon as I can. And I'm going to be playing it all over the place because I just love everything Orbit Culture. I'm not going to lie. Maybe I'm biased, you know, because, you know, I got to interview them a while back and they were just the nicest, coolest people in the whole wide world. And when people are just super friendly and super awesome and cool like that, I want nothing but success for them. So, you know, I hope this album is their best album yet and they just continue that upwards trajectory. So anyway, folks, you know what to do. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. More importantly, please leave those comments. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.